Hello and welcome back to Factorio. We are in Exotic Industries. Between episodes I've done a little bit of work. I have tapped this uranium that I've then forgotten to put a radar down for. I've done various base zhuzhing, trying to get some more power, so we're prioritising burning our raw crude at the moment. It's that desperate. I've also set up the lead. So we were already mining lead, but we're now processing lead into ingots. So that's good. We've also just about run out of usable building space. So we're going to have to start thinking about where we expand and how. But what I'd like to look at today is nuclear power, because as far as I can tell, the problem we currently have is power, and nuclear makes lots of power. So I went through and I built all the normal things. There's heat pipes, which requires low capacity heat pipe as an input, so let's set that up. Okay, and we can just set a limit of whatever for this. So it's low capacity heat pipe, limit of 50, let's say. That's fine. Okay, so heat pipe, the heat exchangers, the steam turbines, and the centrifuges. So that's all good. Then we've got our normal nuclear reactors, but their recipe is a bit shonky. It requires fission knowledge. And then there's this thing, nuclear fission research facility, which I'm guessing is where the fission knowledge comes from. So let's have a quick look at our recipe book. So fission, so a nuclear fission research facility can do fission knowledge. So it looks like we need one of those. And to make this I need various components which we don't currently have. I don't want to make this many, do I? How many do we need? Oh, maybe I do want all this. So I need some lead plate, that's what's missing here. So let's just make some lead plate by hand and see if that helps it. We're losing some, yeah, we're having incursions again this side. So at some point we're gonna have to clear all of this out, but it's very expensive clearing it out with guns. So I think if we could get nuclear running, then we could start clearing our boundaries with lasers, and to that end I've set up this manufactory to make some laser turrets. Okay. The other thing we're doing is modules. So I'm doing speed modules and well, I should probably do all three modules, shouldn't I? I'm doing speed, efficiency, and then we should probably queue up productivity as well. And we'll start doing some module builds, but initially it's just going to be throwing efficiency modules in everything to reduce power consumption. Okay, so where were we? This is a nuclear waste storage. No idea why we'd need that. And this is the one that's the problem at the moment. It needs lead plate and it needs 50 of it. Okay, let's see if I can craft a bit more. Because I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with this. And that's not quite enough. We need another 4. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Alright, so this gives us a nuclear fission building. We need to think about where we're going to build this, because we are honestly out of building space. Let's put it in one of these almost complete buildings at the top. And I honestly have no idea if one building is enough or if we need loads or what. And check on this. So this still has 95k resources to come. So there you are. All right, so I've got a bit of landfill. We can fill that up. And I've got a little bit of road there. So we've completed this cell. And where did I put that crazy machine down? Yeah, my inventory is becoming a little bit of a mess. I'm not quite sure how to fix it. I don't want those plates. Don't want the nano emitter. I think we're past the point of nano emitters. Oh, there it is. All right. So this at the moment only has the one recipe. So it takes stone, red circuits, lead plate, and uranium test fuel. So let's see if we can figure out how to make uranium test fuel. So that's ceramic, lead, and uranium-238. Okay, and it looks like we need just a ton of this to keep this running. However, we only need a very small amount of this to start making our buildings. So, whoop, maybe it doesn't matter that much. I'm just going to put down the correct flooring here because there's weird things about which order you blueprint down floorings. If you do it round the wrong way, I don't know, it doesn't seem to work very well. Okay, so this takes uranium-238. And then I guess the question is, how do we get uranium-238? So let's find centrifuges. Now, I'm assuming that this is essentially the normal recipe, but I don't know for sure. And I'm getting a little bit worried by all the bleepy bleeps, but we'll work that through. Uranium test fuel, yeah, 238. So we only need a handful of these to start making reactors, but I'm wondering if they're used for other things. So Fission knowledge cards produces, and this is an ingredient in black hole generator, superior data, personal nuclear reactor, nuclear reactors, and high temperature reactor. So it looks like this is not needed in large quantities. So high temperature reactors need 100 of these. Nuclear reactors need 100. Okay, so it's quite a few. 30 for the personal nuclear reactor. And superior data needs some. Black hole generator needs 1,000. Okay, so it looks like we do want a slightly bigger build for this. All right, there's only the one recipe at the moment. Okay. And to make this work, it needs uranium hexafluoride as an input. Okay. So you put in uranium hexafluoride and you get out uranium-235 and 238. So that's interesting. And it looks like it's one of those cyclic things. So we'll have to do something with pumps. Or overflow valves, perhaps. Do we have overflow valves in this mod pack? Top-up valve, overflow valve, non-return. So we could probably use a top-up valve. Yeah, to make a loop. All right, then I definitely want 2 outputs on this because I want to split the. Let's even set it up. Okay. So I want to filter these. Can I filter? No. I can filter on the splitter then. So I want to filter the uranium-235 one way and 238 the other. There we go. So that's fine. And I want to process this stuff forever. So then how on earth do we make the hexafluoride? Perhaps that's made in a chemical plant. It's not there, it's not there, it's not there. Okay. So we'll have to ask the recipe book again. Uranium hexafluoride is a fluid. It's produced by 2 different recipes. Let's move this towards the middle. Okay, so there's a uranium-235 recipe, which Oh, yeah, which produces it as a cyclic product. Then there's this one which takes crushed purified uranium and hydrofluoric acid. Alright, so that sounds what we're after. And that is done in a chemical plant. So it is done in a chemical plant. So let's put a chemical plant back down and see if we can find the recipe then. So I might have to type in the name of the... Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright. So now we can double check the rates on this. This produces 375 units of hexafluoride a minute, along with some sand and some waste. One of these consumes 7. Okay, so a single one of these can run this whole build. All right. And I'm not quite sure how to go about this. Let's start mocking things up. All right. So I don't think this is quite the right thing, but we will do it for now. Okay, and then we can shorten these. Good. So they're now lined up in the right place. Move that back. And I honestly don't know how much of this I'm going to need. But I've got a feeling it's going to be quite a lot. Let's do 4 for now, and then we can always grow it down to 8. Or maybe I should do 8 straight away. Let's do 4 and then grow. Okay. So this has the output fluid. There we go. And I'm just gonna. This should be like not even a tenth of what this produces. Yeah, it's not even a tenth. So one of these would power the whole module without any issues whatsoever. Okay. In fact, I'm wondering if I should make this a double width build. Make it a single width build now, and then we can always redo it if we feel we need to. So I need to put hydrofluoric acid in and crushed purified uranium. Okay, maybe this is where the issue is. So if I put down a crusher, so this needs to be crushed uranium? No, crushed purified uranium, it said. Crushed uranium, and this wants crushed purified uranium. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there then. The fluid is straightforward. Oh, there's the crushed purified uranium. And it's the product of crushed uranium with sulfuric acid. Okay, let's start mocking this up then. So this is sulfuric acid. That's a lot of things being hurt. That's alright, it's another upset drone. It happens in a purifier. Okay. Do I have any purifiers? I should have. Let's request one. There we go. So, yeah, we do have purifiers. So this is going to produce crushed purified uranium. Okay, so that's fairly straightforward. It's going to produce some nasty liquids as a byproduct, but that's fine. All right. So this produces 75 units of crushed purified uranium, and this needs 375. But we're running this whole module way under ratio, so it's not a big deal. I'm not sure how bad it is though. Obviously doing this on the whole build is telling us crazy things. It is starting to look like we want two builds, one for one for this part of the process and one for this part of the process. I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to have to go to the factory planner for this. Okay, so we can delete this one, add a new one. Okay, and it's going to be called uranium. And where is this? Oh, that is serious. Let's go have a look. Where was it? Up at the top. Okay. Have I just not understood where it is twice? Okay, all the way down there. We're starting to have problems with neighbours. I don't really want to put in a belt surrounding the base, but equally I don't want to spend my life organising defences everywhere. So, yeah. Alright, let's head back up. So, back up here. Sort of wish I had the jetpack mod at the moment. Good. Alright. Factory planner. So, we're going to make uranium. And the output is... Sorry, 238, isn't it? And let's say I wanted to produce 10 a minute. Okay, so this is the only recipe. Alright, so let's alter this from 10 to 60. That would be 8. So that's what we've got here, actually. Good. Alright. So the byproduct of uranium-235 is shiny. That's what we want. Okay, this is going to be made by this recipe. And it says it needs 0.3, not of a heater chemical plant, of a chemical plant. 0.1 of a chemical plant. Good. And for that we need crushed purified, which needs 0.8 of a purifier. Which needs crushed uranium, which we're going to get from apparently 10 crushers, not steam crushers. We want to use normal crushers. 5 crushers. Okay, so that looks like our bill of materials. Let's just double check we've got this. So it's 5 crushers, 1 purifier, 1 chemical plant, 8 centrifuges, and just a tiny bit of sulfuric acid. Okay, so we can get 5 crushers, that's straightforward. Good. This is crushed uranium. In fact, I think this whole contraption would fit underneath this quite nicely. These just need uranium, don't they? Let's move them out of the way. Good. This just needs that, and the sulfuric acid produces some wastewater, which we can export. This needs the hydrofluoric acid, which we are making in another module, so that's all good. I think it's time to stop talking about doing it and start to do it. Let's get rid of that rock. And then the only other thing is I need to sort this out with a top-up valve. Okay. So where did the top-up valve go? I made one and then forgot about it. The top-up valve can go there. Good. This needs the hexafluoric acid. There. I think we can just use an underground to put that straight in. Good. Alright. This is being fed by this. That's lining up in an unhelpful way. That works better. So we can export that fluid using one of these. Whoops. Good. Then it needs the crushed stuff and the sulfuric acid. Let's move that over. Move that to there. Is that how I want to do this? Not sure if it is, to be honest. I think I might want to put this here. Okay, move these away again. Keep putting them in the wrong place, don't I? This needs water, but that's fine because we're going to beautify this. Which will give us access to water. And yeah, so we'll just bring it in with a pump there or there, depending upon which works better. Okay, then we've got the last thing, which is the uranium crushing. Okay, so I'm actually wondering if I can direct feed this. Yeah, I think I can. So that's 3 of those. Yep. And then oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. So then these need inputs, obviously. Good. Then we'll need to bring in the uranium. And it's in here somewhere. Uranium rock. Okay, uranium chunk. So the uranium chunk gets crushed. That's it. We'll need to do something about the stone. I'll think about that in a second. In fact, if we bring it out like that. Good, so this is a half belt. So then I could use filter inserters to output. Here we go. So these are going to be filtering stone. Which should be in here. Yeah, there it is. Good. Okay. And then, for now, I don't think I want that. I think I want an assembling machine. Good. And this is going to be making landfill. Landfill from stone. So that should work. It's all a bit flashy here. Can I fix it with some substations? Just find a nice place for it down here. Yep. So that solved the blinking problem. Alright, this needs water, so that's fine. We've got a source of water now. And I can honestly just never find these things. Good. Okay. So what have I forgotten? Well, we haven't managed to join our circulation up for these fluids. Okay. So that joins the inputs up. Now I need to join the outputs with the inputs. It's a little bit cramped. I wish I could steal a square from somewhere, but we really are using the entire area. Okay, maybe we can do this kind of thing. Okay, so now the outputs are joined on both sides of the build. The inputs are joined on both sides of the build, so we need to join the inputs and the outputs. Can't squeeze it through there, there aren't enough tiles. And I can't go past here because we already have an underground. Okay. That does it. It's not beautiful. Do I care that it's not beautiful? No, I don't. Okay, what else does this make? So, crushed purified uranium and the water. We are dumping the excess fluid out of the build. These produce stone. We're dumping that onto this belt to be landfilled. And I guess we are also putting the landfill in a box. And it should be a very large provider box. Because I want this to run forever. Good. Alright, the next thing. Sulfuric acid requires crushed iron and sulfur. Iron ingots again. Honestly, I'm starting to think I should have just done a sulfur module. Sulfuric acid module, because I've built this so many times now. Never mind. Live and learn. And this also needs sulfur as an input. Which is... No, am I... There we are. Alright, so then that needs to get in here somehow. There we go. So this is just lacking the... Let's carry on going around the build. This produces uranium hexafluoride, which is what we want, sand, and nuclear waste. Okay, so what do we do with the sand? Is there a recipe that makes landfill out of sand? Yes, there is. 50 sand to 1... Whoops. Okay, and again, this can go into a strong box. Good, and we'll craft another one here. Alright, so that's that side product dealt with. The side product we've not dealt with is the nuclear waste, and I have no idea what to do with nuclear waste. Nuclear waste. Okay, it's products of lots of things. And it's got a stack size. And I can't see anything which consumes it. But there is a nuclear waste storage. Okay, so it looks like I need a nuclear waste storage thing. And I just dump it into that, I guess. Maybe it's an infinitely large hole in the ground. Okay, so let's see if we can find nuclear waste storage on here. Centrifuge, chemical plant, assembling machine, crystal grower. Oh, is it under here? Nuclear waste storage. Okay, so I need some lead plate to make that. We're making lead down here. Good. Alright, so where do I put the nuclear waste storage? And how big is it? I've got no idea if it's like a 2x2 building or an 8x8. I guess we will find out, won't we? If it's huge, I will set it up in its own module. Nuclear waste storage. No, it's really small. Okay. So how do we put it there? Why not? And then we'll have to use an arm. That doesn't quite reach. That does. So, oh, this just voids it. Okay, so it's treated as an infinitely big hole in the ground. What are we waiting on here? We need some hydrofluoric. Good. That's a really neat build. I like it. It's nice and self-contained and kind of pretty. Okay, so we're getting our sulfuric acid in. That is supplying the sulfuric acid here. We're waiting on our uranium chunks. I wish you could click on one of these and see where that specific drone is on the map. It's got to fetch from over here, which is quite a long route. But I can't see any... Oh, here it is. It's dropped off. Okay. So these are crushing. And I've put this on the wrong side of the belt, like the not very sensible person I am. Let's try this again. Alright, let's try again. So I want it to be... No, that's exactly the same wrong mistake I've just made. There we are. Okay, so these are crushing. This has crushed purified uranium, and I need to get it into there. Okay, let's move this arm up one. That still reaches. And this is going to drop there. Is that working? Yes, it's emptying as fast as it can craft. This now has enough for a crafting cycle. Very good. This picked up 3 sand. This has not enough uranium hexafluoride yet to do anything. But we will see. Okay, so I just want to double check that. Okay, this is not getting enough crushed uranium for whatever reason. Oh, it's just not being delivered fast enough. Okay, and that's pretty obvious, isn't it? Because they're driving halfway across the map, so they just, yeah. Let's put 10 trucks in there. But we can let that run now. So this is going to give us our uranium 238. Alright. So then let's stamp down this cell. And we'll have a think about what this build would look like. And then that, I think, is us done today. So I don't need to run this at full speed, I just need to run it. And I think the product... Yeah, the product can just go straight into the network because it's only used for building things. Is it only used for building things? Okay. So, uranium test fuel. Okay, so uranium test fuel is ingredients in knowledge. Yeah, so that's only for knowledge. And then these fission knowledge things, let's just double check what they are used in. Okay, so black hole generator, superior data, personal nuclear reactor, high temperature reactor. Superior data. Simulation data, space data, fission knowledge, blah blah blah, computing power. Okay, so this superior knowledge looks like a thing we're going to need a lot of. So this may end up being a bit of a beast of a build. Not now though. We're only going to be able to do one of these. So I think we can grab a standard setup like that. And just directly out. Are there any side products here? No, no side products. So I think we can use a load of this end. Good. Okay, that will do. These have 3 inputs, including lead plate. So we need an assembling machine to make the lead plate. And two input belts. I'm just not sure if I want to do it with belts close or belts slightly further away. I could make them slightly further away and use reds, but yeah, whatever. In fact, I can make, assuming it is a small amount, I can make the lead plate up high. There's not a problem with that. Alright, so this is going to be lead plate. and rate calculator. Okay, so this is 12 machines, require 216 lead plate. This produces 45. Okay, so 1 to 2. Okay, so yeah, so it looks like the belt idea is not so good. Since these have 2 inputs that I can bring in by truck, I'm going to move this back one. Take this away. Okay, and we'll do the oft-repeated double shuffle plan. All right. Okay. Lots of errors, that's more bots crashing. And then we need lead every 2 machines. That can go. So this is lead plate. It seems like everything to do with uranium uses lead. Brilliant. So we can put in a requester for lead. And that. Can we fit in some substations? Because I'm really not liking the blink blinks. Yeah, that does. Good. Ceramic and 238. Do it like this. Ceramic. 238. Okay, I'm going to grab a blueprint of this and flip. And then there's not going to be a nice way to route a belt of lead through, but we'll do it anyway. There we go. All right, so let's put in trucks. Meanwhile, over here, we've got 3 uranium 238s. Well, that's certainly better than not having a single one, I guess. I'm not sure it's going to be enough to get this build going. Right, I absolutely want to limit this. In fact, I'm tempted to put it straight into the logistics network. Let's just put it straight in, and we'll, if this turns out to be a bad idea, we will change our mind later. There we go. So what's holding this up? Just the trucks, I think. Okay. Kill shots. I've cleared out some nests over here because I felt I had to get the uranium. I think I need to have a go at this whole peninsula here. Yeah, we've got, at the very least, let's put down a marker. At the very least, I need to get rid of those 2. What else? Yeah, we need some down here. Probably that one. And I think here as well. Just generally I need to go on a bit of a spring clean. Okay, a truck is going out for this uranium. So that means this... Oh, we've got the lead ingots, which means we're now getting the lead plate. Yeah, the slow arm is fast enough for this. We didn't need a blue arm. Okay. Why is this truck taking so long? I'm not sure. Oh, this has some. What we're missing is ceramic. Okay. And I don't really know what to do to speed this up. It's going at the speed it can with the trucks it has. I guess I could double the trucks up to 20. It's a bit... Yeah, I'm not sure that's a sensible idea, but it's probably not a bad one either. Okay. Well, I'm just flailing here. I don't have a good plan about what to do next. But it's the hexafluoride stuff that it's not got... Whoops! That it's not got enough of, and it's not got enough of it because this is not permanently running. Okay, so this is... Yeah, this is underrun, which is fine. Because this whole module is under-specced. Let's just double check. Yeah, the whole module is under-specced, which is just the way it is. But we've got some uranium coming through. Good, so this is crafting. It's crafting one of these cells. As I understand it, as I progress through the various nuclear options, I'll get different ways to make this. Good, so that's made. It goes up at some glacial speed on the yellow belt. Goes into here. Wonderful. So this has its uranium test fuel. I just need to feed it stone, red chips, and lead plate. All right. It is not lost on me that in the next door module we are trashing stone, and here we are mining it out of the floor. So that's the stone, advanced circuits, and lead plate. Okay. That's the lead plate, and all we need now is advanced circuits. And actually, I'm just going to use an inserter. We are going to pick up from down there. We're going to put there. Yep, that works. In fact, I could have used a single blue inserter. That's better. And we'll put a truck in. Okay, this seems to be running a little more reliably now. I wouldn't say running perfectly, but more reliably. It might be that we actually needed more than a yellow belt of input here. Okay, so... Yeah, this is actually more than a yellow belt. Okay, so I guess I could upgrade part of this belt. Right, we've got all of our modules unlocked, and there's a load of text here that I don't really understand. Charged grenades look kind of boomy. Computer cores, advanced mining drills, hypercooler sounds kind of fun, dirty water, energy crystals, induction matrix, low density structures. Why not? Sue me. That all looks good. Alright, so what are we waiting on? just on the red chips, isn't it? Which I can probably put in by hand just to get it started, just so that we get a craft. Yeah, we've got a craft. We've got some of these, and that means that they are now being made, which means they are now being pulled into our make everything, which means we are now going to be making fission knowledge. So let's set the recipe. We are going to limit this to 1 reactor at a time. I've got a feeling there aren't neighborhood bonuses in this mod. There we go. And what's the next thing? That's fine. We've made one of those. We're doing one of those. And connect this to the network. We only need it when there's less than one of these around. It's being destroyed now. A gun. It's one of my early warning guns. That's fine. So I am pretty happy here. We've got this. It just needs lots and lots of inputs. I'm guessing the fission knowledge will take a while to fly across the map. If we look at the Informatron, there's a whole section on nuclear fission and fusion. Fission overhaul. Nuclear fission changes. Nuclear fission energy is changed in this mod. The nuclear reactor no longer receives a neighborhood bonus and has an increased energy output. Uranium is harder to obtain to vanilla. However, recycling of burnt fuel cells allows to reuse fission products in new fuel cells and thus increase efficiency. However, nuclear waste needs to be dealt with. High temperature fission. The high temperature nuclear reactor is a new fission reactor that can be used to generate even more energy. When heated up to its working temperature, it can even use the otherwise non-fissile thorium fuel. And then fusion power. Fusion reactor is a new machine that can be used to generate large amounts of energy by fusing light atoms together. It is cooled by a lead coolant cycle. However, this reactor is rather expensive to build and needs a constant input of fuel. At the beginning, the best fuel options are lithium and protium. Later on, you can use deuterium and tritium as fuel, or even helium-3. In order to acquire the improved fusion fuels, neutrons can be used. They are produced by nuclear fission and fusion neutron sources and need to be captured using neutron collectors. Depending on the intensity of the neutron source and distance to the collectors, you'll get more or less neutrons. All sounds very intense, but right now all we need to do is get a reactor up, which is what I'm focused on. So this has 12 fission knowledge so far. It's going to need 100, so I'm not going to sit here and make you watch this get pulled in. I'm going to end the episode, but I am pretty pleased that we have... I can tidy this up. I am pretty pleased that we have successfully managed to set up uranium processing. So that's a bit of a red letter for me. Thanks for watching. I will see you again very soon. Please like, subscribe and tell your friends, and have a wonderful time. Bye bye.